Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay. The Supreme Lord said, to give him the results of all activities is called renunciation. That is tyaga. So only one lesson finally. Do everything as we want, but if we surrender the karma pala under the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the sannyasa yoga. The Supreme Lord said, to give him the results of all activities is called renunciation. That is tyaga. So only one lesson finally. Do everything as we want, but if we surrender the lot of disturbance. Okay. Some learned man declare that all kinds of fruitive activities should be given up. But there are yet other sages who maintain that acts of sacrifice, charity, penance should never be abandoned. Krishna is telling to do akarma. Do see, if you all have heard Amrish Maharaj, Amrish Prabhuji, who is Henry Ford, no, he is the owner. Okay, once he was in contact with the Srila Prabhupada. That time Srila Prabhupada told him that you have to help in building a big temple in Mayapur. It's multi-crore project. Okay, he took it as Guru's Agnya. He, like most of the, major, more than 50% is his contribution only. But is he not doing any work? He's doing all his work. He is doing all his work, and at the same time he is surrendering the benefit what he is getting for the upliftment of that temple. Okay, but see, his daily activities are as usual. He also is in association. He has swadhyaya, tapa, danam, charity. Everything he is doing in the name of, he is doing for the pleasure of Krishna. Samsiddhim haritoshanam. That's it. But he has not stopped any of his daily karmic activity. He is doing all pious activity, but whatever he earns, when that 14th verse, when we come, we will once again see 5 factors are there. No, one factor is the Paramatma. At least whatever we do, 1/5 we have to give it to Paramatma. Out of our 24 hours, 1/5 we have to give. Out of whatever we earn, 1/5 we have to give. Out of our energy, what the Lord has given us, he endeavors, 1/5 we have to endeavor for himself. Is it not? Okay. यज्ञ तप कर्म न त्याज्यं कार्यम् एव तत् यज्ञोदानं तपश्चैव पावनानि मनीषिणाम्. Acts of sacrifice, charity, penance are not to be given up, but should be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity, penance purify even the great souls, because if we have taken this body to annihilate generally the effects of the previous birth, we say, right? So unless and until all papas, all the account is made zero or the eradicated, then we can't accumulate punya karma, in the sense devotional service, in order to go back to Goloka. So doing karma is very, very essential. Krishna never tells even once in Bhagavad Gita, leave everything and take sannyasa. He keeps on saying from 2nd chapter to the end of the chapter, do your activities. Itanyepi tu karmani sangam tyaktva palani cha kartavyantaani me partha nishchitam matam uttamam. All these activities should be performed for the benefit of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, performed as a matter of duty. O son of Partha, this is my final opinion. Do everything as a matter of duty. In the sense, we are in Grahasthashram. So we have to perform all the bodily duty. We saw 3 types of duties, you remember? Bodily and mind related, then the soul related. So that story which I told, the king sent his son to the ashram. There, the sage directly approached the soul. That is, he directly approached the king to give instruction to the servant. You remember? So we also slowly, gradually perform all activities moving towards the soul. So then what will happen? All the activities what we perform will please the soul. That means it will not get bound. The contamination, I mean the, what is that? Nibadnati, the entanglement. The entanglement of the effects of the karma, what we do will not be there. It will be liberating. So if you do karma for the pleasure of the Lord, it liberates. If you do karma for the pleasure of our body, it binds. This is the only difference and lesson what we need to learn. Okay, so now verse number 18.7. 18.7 is Niyatastha tu sannyasa karmano nupapadyate mohatasya parityaga. Mohatasya parityaga. Moga is what? The attachment. Parityaga, leave this. Give this attachment towards the work. Tamasa parikirtitaha. That is what tamasa people, they don't do. What do? They perform all the activities. They also, tamasic people do not even do the prescribed duty, because for them there is no prescribed duty also. But they are in ignorance. Anything other than Krishna related is ignorance. All the talks which we talk about Krishna is the akarmic activity. All other knowledge is only ignorance. So tamasic people do not even do prescribed duty. That means what they are doing? Vikarma. Again, 3 types of karma we saw: sakama karma, nishkama karma, or akarma and vikarma. So tamasic people perform only vikarmic activity in Maya. Therefore, they live in ignorance. And 18.8. Dukkamityeva yat karma kama klesha bhayat tyajet sa kritva rajasam tyagan naiva tyaga palam labet. Okay, here the Rajasic people, of course, they all the time do not perform only vikarma. They also do some duties, but for them, out of fear they do. They do not do because it is my duty I have to do. They find it very difficult. If I don't do, I will have to face lot of difficulties. So they perform the prescribed duties not with a duty mentality, but with the fearful mentality. If not, if I don't perform, what will happen? So that is why what they do, passion. See, sometimes we give dana, we do yajna, means we give charity, etc. Everything. It is just a prescribed, I am supposed to give, I give. If I don't give, my children may suffer, I may suffer, I may get some disease, all I may have to spend there. Let me only give so that I don't suffer. Thinking like that, they give. So they are doing this, they are performing this prescribed duties with fear. That is to be known as Rajasic Pravrti. They are doing it with passion. Or yesterday we saw, some people do it with some expectation. In the sense, some people do it with the promotion. Pride. I want my, in the Facebook, I want to post, in Instagram, I want to post, or they will put a big banner in the localities that I am conducting this is Ramayan Katha, I am performing. So it gives them the pride in the society. Yesterday we saw that, right? But 18.9 say, Karyamitteva yat karma niyatam kriyate arjuna sanga tektva palam chaiva. Sanga tyaktva palam chaiva. Sanga is the attachment. Tyaktva, leave this attachment. What are we supposed to leave? Palam chaiva, whatever duty we perform, what benefit we are going to get, that mentality we need to renounce. So those people are supposed to be known as performing their duty with mode of goodness. So palam tektva, that is the only phrase we need to learn here. Palam tektva. Okay, Hare Krishna. O mighty armed Arjuna, learn from me of 5 factors which bring about accomplishment of all action. They are declared in Sankhya philosophy to be the place of action, the performer, the senses, the endeavor, ultimately the super soul. See, I have been referring this, right? Adhishtanam. We need a place. If we have to grow the crop, we need a field, right? Wherein we can sow the seeds, etc. So we sow the seed and the crop comes. So for the soul also, so sit somewhere and perform karma. Because without performing karma, we cannot do even akarma. For performing akarma also we need a body. If we have the body only, we can go to temple. If we have a body only, we can perform Mangalarati. If we have a body only, we can make bhoga for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we need a body. So the soul needs a body. That is known as Adhishtanam. So that is this body. Okay, second, about this we have already learnt in second chapter, that is Sankhya philosophy. That body is made up of 25 elements, we read, right? Then Man, Buddhi, Ahankar, all we read, 5, Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, etc. So apart from only the place. So if the field is there, we need a farmer to sow the seed. We need the farmer to plow, water, etc. To give manure, to pluck the weeds, all those things. So we need a performer. The performer is the jiva. So only if body is there, if the jiva does not enter into the body, can the body act? No. So first is adhishtanam, the body is there. In the body, the jiva comes as the performer. Then the senses. Adhishtanam, karta, karanam. Karanam is the instrument. So the instruments are the senses. With the hand, with the eyes, with the ears we hear. With the eyes we see the Archavigraha, who is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. And the endeavors, any work, we need to make bhoga for the Lord, we need to endeavor, we need to perform with all these senses, karmendriya, jnanendriya, etc. So adhishtanam place, karta, performer, karanam, the senses, pritak cheshta. Cheshta means endeavor, different endeavors. Daivincha panchamam. Finally, the Lord's sanction. Daivin. So Daiva, that is the super soul. So soul is the jiva, that is the second one, performer. Okay, I hope you have understood. So the field is the body, performer is the jiva, and the instruments are the senses, and the endeavors are the different efforts with which karmendriya and which they perform, all the 5 indriya which they perform. And ultimately, daivi cha panchamam. So 14th verse is adhishtanam tata karta karanam cha pritak vidam vividashta pritak cheshta. Vividashta pritak cheshta is different endeavors. Okay, ultimately daivim chaivatra panchamam. So these 5, now at least we can understand, without the Lord's sanction, we cannot perform anything. So when we are able to do so much, when we are able to learn so much, when we are able to hear so much, work so much, earn so much, don't we think that at least 1/5 is the Lord's sanction? That is why we have to learn to sacrifice slowly, gradually. Oh Krishna, without your sanction, I would not have achieved this. I would not have done this. So big land is there, and we only land is there. The performer is not there, no use. So jiva is not there, we cannot perform. And all this land is there, jiva is there, so other seed, that's it. After that, you don't water, you don't give manure, you don't do anything else. How can we reap the harvest? So pritak cheshta. Finally, even if you do everything, the crops may be standing ready for harvest. Sometimes heavy rain in north, that hailstones, like the baraf ka tukda, it falls and the whole harvest is destroyed. So unless some places there is no rain at all, harvest cannot be done. So unless and until Daivim cha Panchamam, the Lord's sanction is not there, we cannot perform anything. Hare Krishna. Okay. Building. So many times we hear also, right? Building is constructed, people are about to shift over there. Even after shifting also, it is demolished. Twin towers you take, it was demolished. With great endeavor, everything it was built, the Lord also sanctioned. All it was gone into the ground again. We say there's a proverb, no? We all came from the earth, we will go back to the earth. Same way the building was constructed with the material extracted from the earth, all the material fell back into the earth. So that means there the Lord wanted that. Lord wanted that to happen. So it happened. So whatever he wants only will happen. Whatever we want will happen. Definitely. The Paramatma will sanction it as a super soul. All our desires will be fulfilled. That is why before we desire something, we need to be very, very thoughtful. What we desire. Because whether it is good or bad, the Lord will finally sanction it. Because he is sitting as Paramatma in everybody's heart. Therefore, one who thinks himself as only the doer, not considering the 5 factors, is certainly not very intelligent. He cannot see things as they are. We have seen in the 3rd chapter itself. Prakriti kriyamanani gunaiga karmani sarvashaga. We think we are doing it. No, the material, 3 modes of material. Gunaiga karmani sarvashaga. So the 3 modes of material nature in bondage with the material world, they are performing. But kartagamiti manyate vimudatma, we are not intelligent enough to understand that I don't perform anything. The 3 modes of material nature makes me. I'm only the instrument. They are the doers. If we know that 3 types of doers we have been learning right from the beginning. The mind, soul can only desire. The mind makes plan, and the senses that they make it happen. Intelligent senses make it happen with the sanction of the Supreme Lord. Knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower. So again, 3 factors. How to perform, and what is to be performed. Who knows this? The performer knows this. So these 3 factors also motivate the action. What are they here compared to? The senses, the work itself, and the jiva. Jiva is the doer, because if the jiva does not enter the body, we cannot do anything. So these 3, that is the process. We need to know. The senses will help us perform it. What work we are supposed to do, if we know, the jiva enables us to perform. Hare Krishna. So these 3/4. So right from 14, Krishna is going on telling that karma, I am going on telling you, Arjuna, you need to perform. I am saying that also. Don't think you are performing. These are the 3 plus, there he explained 5 in 14, 5 factors. The combination of all these things only make you perform this action. So don't you think you should not enjoy the benefit of the action? Are you not convinced that you have to surrender the benefit to the Supreme Personality of Lord, whose sanction has allowed you to perform this action? Okay. Okay, so now you have to rate yourself. These all are full of activities. See, you have to see 3, 2, 1. The activities in 3 modes will be given once again, because this chapter is the culmination. The 3 gunas, the 3 performer, everything will come. So if you can sit, if you can bring a notebook and a pen or pencil, you can give 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Finally, we can see where do we stand. And this is again like SWOT analysis, I told you, remember? Strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. So we need to take SWOT analysis for our own self if we want to improve. Okay. From the following slides, rate yourself from 1 to 3 based on which category you fall under. 1 is the lower most, 3 is the higher most. Most of the time we may be in 2, right? In between, because we may not be in the sense of all those who are in the platform. I don't think it will be in 1. The reason being, otherwise you would not be sitting here, is it not? Okay, at least Wherever we are, if we know, even if you know I'm in one only, at least I will know that I need to work very hard. So unless and until the tests are taken in the school, what happens? We are not able to know how much we need to prepare further. Isn't it? Same way. 18.20, 21, 22. So Sattva, Raja, Tamo. The knowledge by which one undivided spiritual nature is seen in all existence. You remember that shloka visa, Vidya Vinaya Sampanni Brahmane Havigastini, Shuni Chaiva Shwapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. So the spiritual nature is seen. That is a Paramatma. That's a Paramatma factor is seen in all living entities. That is why we call it as undivided in the divided. What is divided? The Kshirodakshaya Vishnu is divided into every supreme, every living entity as super soul. What is undivided? The Karnodakshaya Vishnu is undivided and seated, simply lying in the causal ocean and enjoying the ocean. What is enjoying? Creation, maintenance, and annihilation. He is enjoying. Whenever he wants to create, he will create. He only maintains everybody, but not he himself comes. That is why he is undivided. He has appointed his representative. That is why he is divided. Okay, if a king is there, the king will not do all the work. Prime Minister does not do all the work. He has divided the work. But who is ultimately responsible? The Prime Minister himself is responsible. Okay, so that is the knowledge people who have in goodness. At least we know before we harm any soul, we think that is also soul. I am not supposed to harm the soul. Is it not this much knowledge we have? That's the beginning of Sattva Guna. That knowledge by which a different type of living entity is seen to be dwelling in different bodies is knowledge in the mode of passion. Okay. See, some people suffer a lot. Like those who are in Sattva Guna, they may think, same Paramatma is residing in this soul also, in this body also. What can I do for this soul? All our acharyas think, Pandita Samadarshina, these souls are suffering. How can I elevate these souls? How can I bring these souls to a higher platform? They think like that. But the person who is in a passion, that is their karma, they are suffering. My karma, I am enjoying. So like that, we believe in that karma and keep moving. That is in the mode of passion. But a person who is in darkness will not even understand that there is a soul, right? And that knowledge by which one is attached to one kind of work as the all in all, without knowledge of the truth, and which is very meager, is said to be in the mode of darkness. What does that mean? The knowledge by which one is attached to one kind of work. Me, I am, my work, I earned, I did the work, I should enjoy the benefit. So it is all centered around one I. For them, the other people they are also just like me, one entity. The people who are in Tamaguna, they don't think they are also part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is Mamaivamsho Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha. Krishna has told me, everyone is my part and parcel. Because of they are in the contamination of material nature, Prakriti Stanir Karshati. That is 15.7. It says, though they are my part and parcel, because they are in touch, in entanglement with material nature, they are suffering. Okay, so that is what the Tamaguna people think. Tamaguna, yeah, we all are taken with. Everyone has to undergo different kind of sorrow, different kind of activities. That is what people are doing. As for actions, that action in accordance with the duty, which is performed without attachment, without love, without hate, by one who has renounced fruitive results, is called action in the mode of goodness. Chapter number 12, chapter number 17, everywhere Krishna has said, like, Sukha Dukkha, Shitoshna, Samasanga Vivarjitaga, and Harsha Marsha Bayodvigai, whether they are happy or sad, they don't know. Everybody they see with the equal vision. So that means whether pain or pleasure, dukh or sukh, right? Shatru or mitra, nothing like that. Yeah, mana, apamana, someone is praising me, someone is condemning me, nothing, no feeling they have like that. They are equal poised. They live equally in all circumstances. They are people in mode of goodness. Sometimes we may also feel, no, somebody telling me something, go to hell, whatever you tell is up to you, nothing is bothering me. Sometimes people say like that. That means slowly a tinge of sattva guna is coming in. But action performed with great effort by one seeking to gratify his desire. Only my wish, my desire, my actions are important, which is enacted from a sense of false ego. I, right? Is called the action in the mode of passion. And that action performed in ignorance and delusion without consideration of future bondage or consequences, which inflicts injury and is impractical, is said to be action of mode of ignorance. Self-explanatory, it is right. We always live in Maya. Andhakar. Delusion is Maya. And we always live in darkness without considering future bondage consequences. I want to do something, I will do. What effect it will give, I am not bothered about it. What I want to say, what I want to do, what I want to perform, without thinking this has a bondage in future. I will have to go through this. That knowledge, those who do not have, they live in tamoguna. The worker who is free from all material attachment and false ego is enthusiastic, resolute, and who is indifferent to success or failure is a worker in the mode of goodness. This is almost like a prayojana, right? The previous one was process. This is like prayojana. So who is equipoised, who does not have pain or pleasure and things like that, they live equally in everything. What happened? They are indifferent to success. They will do the work, whether they get the pal in positive or negative manner, nothing bothers them. Okay, I did my duty. Rajasic guna people also do, but they do it in fear. Sattvic guna people will do with the understanding that the Lord wants me to do. The Lord has made me an instrument to do this, I am doing it. Nothing. If somebody, in ISKCON, you see if somebody praises our gurus and all, Shiksha Guru, whoever it is, they say immediately, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, don't praise me. All these praises go to Srila Prabhupada. Because of him, we are in a platform sharing this knowledge. But, 18.27. But that worker who is attached to the fruits of his labor and who passionately wants to enjoy them, who is greedy, envious, and impure, and moved by happiness and distress, is a worker in the mode of passion. Something good happening, he will be excited to do things. Something bad happen, he will be so depressed. That is why we saw in the 14th chapter, Krishna Sangena, what does it happen? All that time it leads to anxiety, we saw, right? Because there is no satisfaction. They want to do more and more and more. Whatever they achieve, they feel that is less. They want to achieve more. So that will automatically lead them to those people are said to be doing the action in the mode of passion. That worker who is always engaged in work against the injunction of scripture, eating meat and, drinking, involving in illicit sex, etc., etc. All those 4 dharmic principles, regulated principles of ISKCON, all of us know. No meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, and no intoxication. Okay, so these people against these 4 principles action, those people, what will they do? Everything. They are involved in gambling, they are involved in intoxication, etc., etc. So they are said to be in tamoguna. So what is the effect? They are lazy and they keep insulting others. Also they are morose and procrastinating. Okay, Hare Krishna. O son of Partha, that understanding by which one knows what ought to be done and what ought not to be done, what is to be feared, what not to be feared, what is binding and what is liberating. So that means they have the understanding of sattva guna already. They will not get involved in any prohibited activities. 31. that understanding which cannot distinguish the right from the wrong. You remember one word we use, wisdom. Wisdom is the transcendental knowledge. Chapter 5, transcendental knowledge. Full chapter we discussed. Here he is just brushing it up. It's like a recap. Right? So he's saying, one who knows this is correct, this is wrong. Oh Lord, give me the serenity to understand the difference between the two. That is the knowledge, okay? Between the action that should be done and that should not be done. But with imperfect understanding. They don't have 100% understanding, but yes, they are maybe trying to, or if they want to understand also, they don't endeavor to understand. Those people are said to be, they are in mode of passion. The other ones will do pramada, alasya, nidrabhihi. We have seen in 13th chapter, right? Sorry, 14th chapter. That understanding which considers irreligion, karma, impious activities, what has been prohibited. Only that is done. Why? Under the spell of illusion and darkness, and strives always in the wrong direction. Oh, son of Partha, he is in the mode of ignorance. Okay. Okay, we'll go to the next 3, 2, 1. I hope you all are marking yourself. Oh, son of, you don't have to tell me, but just keep it for yourself, but mark yourself. Oh, son of Partha, that determination which is unbreakable, come whatever, whether it is hot or cold, rainy or season or not, I have to go for Mangalarati. Whatever it is, I will attend this katha, right? That kind of determination, which is sustained with steadfastness, with full nishta. We saw, no? You remember? Shraddha's Anartha Nivarti, once it goes, the determined faith comes. That is steadfastness by yoga practice. What is yoga practice? Krishna has said in 6th chapter, it is none other than, see, there has to be a union between the manasa, vacha, karmana. What you think, what you do, what you perform. That union is the real yoga. So the mind thinks, soul will think good things only. It will not think bad things, right? Because it's a soul again, but sometimes it does because of the karma. Okay, so if we start doing good karma now, definitely at least we can expect in the next birth to be, we will start from there. Neha Bikramana Shosti. Thus controls the mind. So again, we saw the gross elements are the only gross matter. Senses are better than that. Mind is better than the senses. Intelligence is better than the mind. Tu tastu saha. The soul is better than the intelligence. So soul will definitely think good for the jiva. Soul is the jiva. It will always think for how to reach the supreme. Okay, that because it will start learning that there's a Paramatma who is always watching me. That understanding is the beginning of the transcendental knowledge, understanding. And that determination by which one holds fast to fruitive result in religion, economic development, and sense gratification is of the nature of passion. But this sense gratification we have always seen. All the 5 senses will desire different things. Whatever they desire, come whatever, I have to achieve it. That is in the mode of passion. These people are inertia. Last one, Tamoguni people don't desire also, they don't endeavor also. Determination which cannot be beyond dreaming, that's it. There were so many pictures we saw, no, sitting in front of the TV, only eating, doing nothing. So they are morose and they keep lamenting all the time. If I do this, if I get this, like that is inertia. Pramada, nidra, alasya. So they are always, this we saw in the 14th chapter. They are said to be in tamoguna. That which in the beginning may be, this is very important. Beginning may be just like poison, but at the end it is just like nectar, and which awakens one to self-realization is said to be happiness in the mode of goodness. Srila Prabhupada gives one example in this. See, if we have jaundice is like illusion, ignorance, all. Like it's a disease. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. So jaundice is a disease. In jaundice, when we have jaundice, the only remedy is sugarcane juice. But when we consume sugarcane juice, when the jaundice is very severe, that looks like, all bitter. But gradually we are getting, that relief from the jaundice. The same juice, we will start relishing the taste. Same here, the material, we are in the material world. we perform many actions. In the beginning, the action which seems to be very painful, that will give us pleasure in the future. So getting up early in the morning is very difficult. Brahma Muhurta, chanting is very, very difficult. It is a pain now, we think. But gradually we practice. We put our body into this, like this is my schedule. I am supposed to do this. Come whatever, I have to get up. It may be painful now, but in future, it is our pleasure. Okay, that happiness which is derived from contact of the senses with their objects and which appears like nectar at first and poison at the end is said to be the nature of passion. So what happens in the beginning, what we feel that it is a pain, that will give us pleasure in future, and the things which seems to be pleasurable now will give us pain in the future. Say for just an example, for children, summer break comes. There are so many summer camps conducted by ISKCON. Very few attend. Very few come and register themselves. What happens? Because they think during summer break, it is very difficult to drop our children, bring back. Our children also say, who will go in this heat and all, etc. So they think it is pain. So they are not learning anything. But the same thing, those who take this pain and attend those classes, 1 summer, 2, 3, 4 summer breaks, if they attend, they become very happy in their life in future, is it not? So the activities which seem to be painful now is going to give us pleasure in future. That is all said to be the happiness in the mode of goodness. And exactly opposite, nothing. We don't go also, we don't want to endeavor also. That is the tamasic guna. For them, pain and pleasure are the same. At least in tamoguna, okay, we make small little endeavors, which may seem to be poison now, but somewhere or the other, we start realizing, okay, if I go through this pain, I may be happy in future. So that is a passion. That is people who are in mode of goodness, they think. Hare Krishna. I hope you understood that. Best example, as Srila Prabhupada said, medicine when we take, it seems to be very bitter, but still we gulp it. Soon we will enjoy the pleasure of relief from that disease. Okay, now you can say 18 or near 6, not so great, it's fine, no problem. 6 correct means what to say, it's okay, but we need to work very hard. Then near 12, okay, that is goodness. I'm sorry, that is in the middle. Rajasa, passion. We are on the right path. Okay. No one can be perfect in the beginning, right? It is not possible. Same verse is written once again. That knowledge by which one is one undivided spiritual nature is seen in all living entities. Undivided. Purnamadam, Purnamidam, you remember? Even after creating the whole WHOLE, whole material world, he is whole. And material world is also whole. What is left is also whole. Purnamadam, Purnamidam. So that's why he is undivided. Though they are divided into innumerable forms. You should understand to be in the mode of goodness. We have seen this slide already. That determination which is unbreakable, which is sustained with steadfastness by yoga practice, all these things we have seen already, right? Okay, then 4 kinds of ashrama. So we all know brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. Samodama tapashaucham shantirarjavam evacha jnana vijnanam astikyam brahma karma swabhavajam, peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, wisdom, knowledge, and religiousness. Krishna gave in 13th chapter also 8 to 12, 20 qualities. Also, he gave in the 17th chapter, verses 1 to 3, he gave again 16 qualities of Daivi Guna. Right? Almost all same it is. Shauryam tejo dhritirdakshyam yadechapya palayam dhanam ishvara bhavascha Shastram karma swabhavajam. What does the Shastra say? Heroism, powerful determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle. Generosity are the qualities of work for the Kshatriya. Kshatriya have to do it. They have to show heroism. They have to show their determination. Why? What is the duty of Kshatriya? Protection. Okay, that is why they have to. Because if they do not show all these what are they traits, what will happen? They can't give protection to the citizen. Krishi goraksha vanijyam vaishvakarma swabhavajam paricharyatmakam karma shudrachyayapi swabhavajam. Krishi goraksham vanijyam. These are the three important profession who for the who are Kshatriyas and one Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyas. Vaishyas perform, activities are Krishi, Goraksham, Vanijyam. Protection is Kshatriyas. And Patanam, Patanam, Yachanam, Yachanam. These four are Brahmanas. That is the four Varnas. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra. Then Shudra's work is labor. That is the cleanliness. They have to ensure cleanliness for all the Kshatriyas to perform their work, for the Brahmanas to perform their work, right? They are known as menial services. So the Shudras perform menial services. Brahmanas perform Patanam, Patanam. They learn the Vedas and they preach the Vedas. And the Kshatriyas give protection to Brahmanas and other three. Leaving Kshatriyas for all other three Varnas, they give protection. Krishi, Goraksham, Vanijyam. These three are the Vaishyas work. Menial services are the Shudras. Yata pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmanam tam abhyarchya siddhim vindati manavaha. By worship of the Lord, who is the source of all being and who is all pervading, man can, in the performance of his own duty, attain perfection. That is why one has to perform his duty. Brahmana should always aim at preaching, learning the Veda and preach. Vaishyas always should aim at Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam. There is a trading and the agriculture. What will happen? Because, see, we have changed this. During Krishna's time, he divided Chaturvanyam Vayasrisham Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. Krishna told in the 4th chapter, I have divided these four Varna and Ashramam on the basis of their Guna and Karma. I did not divide it. He did not do it on the basis of birth. That we have done it. So if a person is doing Vanijyam, he is supposed to be Vaishya. If a person is protecting everybody, he is supposed to be Kshatriya. Like that. So that is what here is the Lord. Worship, by worship of the Lord, who is the source of all, who is all pervading, man can in the performance of his own duty. The more we perform our own duty, the more we follow Varnashrama Dharma, it is easier for us to attain perfection for reaching Lord's abode. This is like today's school system. In school system, what is it said today? We are teaching the fish to climb the tree. This is what is the proverb which is used. Every child should know everything. They have to be expert in all. But we don't know. Can we teach the fish to climb the tree? Definitely not. Monkeys only. Can we tell the monkeys to, sing? No, we cannot. So the 5 intelligence it is talking about, generally at least the 3. One is auditory, one is visual, and one is the kinesthetic. People hear and learn, do and learn, see and learn. So Krishna is also saying here, Brahmanas can hear and learn because Shravanam for them. And Kshatriyas, just now in the 2 verses before, he said they have to show heroism. If they do not kill the animals, how these Brahmanas can sit in the forest and perform their Patanam, Patanam, learning the Vedas? They have to go on meditation. Only then they can learn. That comes as a Shruti. For them, it comes in the form of Lord's words. Like that they learn. Once they learn, they come back and preach it. Okay, Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha, Parodharmo Swa anutishta. Svabhava nityam karma kurvannapnoti kilpisham sheyan swadharmo. Actually, instead of doing other dharma, even if we are not experts in our own occupation, it is better to accept our own occupation rather than accepting the occupations of others. So if I'm a Brahmana, it is better for me, even if I find it very difficult to learn Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and preach, it is better to do it even with some mistake. Slowly, gradually, we will come to know how to reform ourselves, how to rectify our mistake. Instead of being a Brahmana, I go and do the menial service. Or instead of that, I go and say that I am very good in business, I will do. I will not be able to flourish in my business. So even if my own dharma is very difficult for me to perform, I may not be an expert in performing, it is better to do my own dharma. Otherwise, what will happen? We all will be entangled in doing sinful activities because we are not doing our own dharma. So doing swadharma is very, very important than performing the others' dharma with perfection. One can obtain the results of renunciation simply by self-control. And by this self-control is the first beginning, 13th chapter, 8th. Amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, kshantir, arjavam. Arjavam is self-control. Okay, so Krishna is telling everywhere the process, this is Abhideya, the process of reaching me is only by following all these 24 plus 20 plus 16 qualities he has given, following them. If we follow, what will happen? We will become unattached to the material things. That I will go, we will not attach, or we will not bind ourselves with the karma pala, which is the main lesson which with Krishna started the 18th chapter. That's the highest perfection. What is that? Self-control is very, very important. With the self-control, detach. You remember in 15th chapter, I told that phrase, asanga shastrena dhridena chitva nirmana moha jita sanga dosha. These are seven things Krishna has told us to do. Nirmana moha. Detach yourself. Jita sanga dosha. Perform activities without any attachment. So in that last, he says, asanga shastrena dhridena chitva. Cut this attachment with the weapon of detachment. Brahmabhuta prasannatma na shochati na kankshati samha sarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labate para. One who is thus transcendentally situated. What is transcendental? The wisdom. What wisdom? What is correct? What is wrong? What am I supposed to perform? That wisdom. Okay? Once realizes the Supreme Brahman. So I am the soul. I am not the body. There is a Paramatma watching the soul all the time. The soul is now vimuk. Soul has turned its face like the two birds sitting on the tree. The soul has turned his face. So instead, the soul has to turn towards the Paramatma. He never laments that once the soul turns, he never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed, equipoised to every living entity. All are Mamevamsho Jiva Loke. All are part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the pure devotional service which one can perform for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhaktyamama vijanati yamanyishchasmi tatvataka tato mam tatutu jnatva vishate tadanantaram. What happens? Once we understand the previous verse, automatically, what was that? That is, once we realize, that is, I am the Brahman. And there is another Supreme Brahman. Brahman is the soul. Supreme Brahman is the super soul. So a person who understands, what will happen? They will start performing the akarmic activity. Akarmic activity is Bhaktyamam Abhijanati. Akarmic activities are performed in full consciousness of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Samsiddhim Haritoshanam. We perform these activities for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that takes us to elevate ourselves from the lower level of gunas to the higher level of guna. Sarvakarmyanapi sada kurvanno mad vyapashrayam mat prasadat avapnoti shashvatam padam avyayam. though we all are engaged in all the activities, Lord's devotees, what they try to perform, they try to, under Lord's protection, that is very important. They know Daivimcha Panchamam. Whatever I am doing, it is because of the sanction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is in me. He is protecting me. He is taking care of me. With that conviction, one can reach the eternal. That is none other than the imperishable. What is the soul is eternal, soul is imperishable. That knowledge which we okay. Machitta sarva durgani mat prasadad tarishyasi atache tvam ahankaran na shreyosi vinakshyasi. See, Lord is going on telling, surrender the karma pala under my lotus feet. This is what he is going on telling, right? So once the conditioned is what once we come out of this condition, whatever obstacle we face in the path of karma, in the path of devotional service, what will happen? You do not work in such consciousness, but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost. So all those who are against this, with my own endeavor, I am doing the previous verse we saw. The person who knows, Bhaktyamama Bijanati, under my protection, he is doing all the work. They will come to me, and who do not believe this, that they are doing everything by their own endeavor, those who think with the false ego, they will be lost. They will never come to me. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hrideshu Arjuna tishtati brahmananyan sarvabhutani yantrarudani mayaya. Once again, Krishna is saying, 15th chapter, 15th verse, he said, I am seated in everybody's heart. Sarvasya chakam hridi sannivishto. Here once again he is, going on telling to force with too much of force. What is saying? Ishvara sarvabhutana. Ishvara is sitting in the hrideshu. Tishtati. Everybody's heart, Ishvara is sitting, Arjuna. So one who is directing the mind here and there, it is wandering around, right? So if they are directing the all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. This body is made up of material energy. So I am the key. I give the key. Unless, because once again you see the jiva. The jiva does not create the desires to perform any action. We will be in tamoguna. No action is tamoguna, inertia. So this soul is the key for performing any action. So if you trust that you are under my protection, you will come to me. If you don't trust, you will be janma mrityu jara vyadhi. You will never come to me. You will keep on coming back again and again. Tvameva sharanam gaccha sarvabhavena bharata tat prasadat param shantim sthanam prapyasi shashvatam. O sign of Bharata, surrender unto him utterly, without saying anything. By his grace, you will attain transcendental peace and the supreme and the eternal board. So what is surrendering? Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Do all your duty. Don't get attached to the karma pala. Iti jnanam akyatam guhyad guhyataram maya vimirshyetat asheshena yachechasi tatha kuru. Kuru is here again, Arjuna. Thus, I have explained to you, Arjuna, the most confidential of all knowledge. What is it? Surrender unto me. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Okay, next verse. Deliberate all this fully and then do what you wish to do. Whatever you want, I am not saying you don't do. You do it, but surrender unto me. If you do it, what will happen? All sin what you have already done. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam aham tvam sarva papebhyo. Last birth, this birth, anything, all I will eradicate. This is a very, very important verse. Karishyasi vachanam tava. This is a phrase, last line. Arjuna uvacha nashto moga smriti labdva tam prasada maya achyutaha. Again Achyuta came. You remember Achyuta? That's infallible. Achyuta. So here Arjuna is addressing Krishna as once again Achyuta. Stoyosmi gata sandeha karishyasi vachanam tava. Now I have no doubt at all. Arjuna is saying, oh Krishna, infallible one, all the illusion has gone. Because in the previous verse, Krishna is asking Arjuna, Arjuna, now what do you? I have told whatever I have to tell you, told. Here also, Krishna is not compelling him. Do whatever you want. If you have understood what you have understood, act accordingly. So all the knowledge I have given, the most secret knowledge I have given, there's nothing left for me to give you. Okay, so I have regained my memory. Oh, Achyuta, I have regained my memory by your mercy. And now I know for firm, no doubt, free from all doubt, prepared to act according to your instruction. You told me to go and fight. I'm ready to go and fight. But I will surrender the karma pala to you so that I am not bound by the sin that I am killing everybody. Manmanabhav madbhakto madhyajimam namaskuru mami vaishyasi satyam te pratik jane priyosime. It's same verse had come, I think, in the 9th chapter, last verse. There it was, Mami Veshasi Satyante. There, the last two lines were different. First two lines were same. Manmana Bhava Madbhakto, always worship, always pay obeisances. Homage to me means pay obeisances. Do namaskaram. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my dear devotee. Why? Because Arjuna told, no, I have no doubt. I am surrendering to you. That is why Krishna is telling. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam charanam vaja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masucha. Abandon all type of religion. Just surrender unto me. And leaving the, there will be no reaction for all the karma what you do. Do not fear. Once you surrender to me, I will take off everything. All the sins I will take on me. And you will be free from all those sinful reactions, if at all you have done anything. Idam te natapakasya na bhaktyaya kadachana na chashu shushave vachyam na cha mam yobhya suyati. This confidential knowledge may not be explained to those who are not austere, who are not devoted. You are my surrendered soul. You have surrendered unto me. That is why I am telling this to you. You are engaged in my devotional service. Otherwise, I would not have given you this knowledge. Not to one who is envious of me. So Krishna has given the qualification when Krishna will protect us. What are the qualification? We have to be austere. We have to be devoted to. That means we have to do a karma, and also we have to be engaged in devotional service. Devotional service are the services which are performed only for the pleasure of the Lord. Okay, and not one who is envious. We have to be non-envious. Arjuna was non-envious. Arjuna was his friend. Arjuna was devoted to him. Arjuna surrendered to him. That is why. Ya idam paramam guhyam madbhakteshva abhidasyati bhaktim mayi param kritva mam ye vaishyastva asamshayaga. This asamshaya again has come fourth time. Krishna is telling without any doubt. In the 4th chapter also we saw Antakale, Patram Pushpam Balam Toyam we saw. In the 8th chapter, 9th chapter, so many places he has said without any doubt. So what will happen? All those people who surrender to me, who attains the supreme. You remember Naitimameti Sorjuna. He said they will not come back. So they have, who have attained to me, my devotees, devotional service is granted. And at the end, they will come back to me. Naitimameti Sorjuna, they will never come back again into this world. Once they come to me, they are not going to come back. Yeah. Nacha tasmad manusheshu kashin me priya Kritamaha Bhavita Nacha Me Tasmad Anya Priyataro Bhuvi. There is no servant in this world who is more dear to me than he. Who will there ever be one more dear? That means there is no servant in this world more dear to me other than the one he who has surrendered unto me. So you tell no. Aham sarvishnu name dveshosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tu mambatya maite teshu chapyakam. But I don't have any enemy. I don't have any friend. How you endeavor, that much I will reciprocate to you. So that means you surrender, definitely rest of the work is mine. I will take care of you. If how much you surrender, that matters. You 100% you surrendered, 200% I give you guarantee that you will come to my abode. Adeshyasya te cha yam ya imam dharmyam samvadam avayoho jnana yajnena tenaham ishtasyaham iti me matai. And I declare that he who studies this sacred conversation worships me by his intelligence. What will happen? That means you all who all have heard this sacred worship, okay, with not by our own intelligence, by the intelligence which the Lord has bestowed upon us. Shraddhavananushuhyascha shrunuyate ya naraha sopi mukta subal lokan suban lokan prapnayutan punya karmanam. And one who listens with faith, very important. Listen, shrunu. Once again it came here, shrunu. Shrunu me mataha, one who hears with faith, without any enviousness, becomes free from sinful reaction and attains to planets. Why is going on saying without envy, without envy? Because we yesterday and day before he told the lust doesn't leave us. When the lust is fulfilled, we get the pride. Okay, so that pride leads us to be envious. We envy other. Why? Lobha comes. Lobha is what? Why I don't have, others are having. This is the greed, right? That is why Krishna is going on saying, even if you go to his abode, what happens? In his abode, we should never be either, going to his abode means we will look like him. We should not have that pride. I also look like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like that. That pride should never come. That is why before taking us, he is preparing us. Don't be envious. Don't envy anybody, because see, if we have to go to any other country, we need to prepare. We are going to Atlantic, people, astronaut, they prepare themselves and take everything what they need and go there, right? So Krishna is preparing us for taking us to his abode. So now hereafter Sanjaya will say, Sanjaya got the mercy of Vyasadeva, right? Thus I have heard the conversation of the two great souls, Krishna and Arjuna, and so wonderful. Roma Harshana he uses in all these verses, is that message. So first he is saying that message is so wonderful, and my head stand, goosebumps. Second, he is saying, by the mercy of Vyasadeva, what I heard, the most secret knowledge, directly from the master of all mysticism, from Krishna I heard. So he is giving importance to the Rupa, Krishna. There his message in the previous one. Second one, the mercy of Krishna, who was speaking personally to Arjuna. In both the places he says, my hairs are standing. First the message, second Krishna's Rupa. He saw in Vishwarupa, right? 10th and 11th chapter. Working as I repeatedly recall this wondrous and holy dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. Smaranam, Vishnu Smaranam, Shravanam, Kirtanam, I heard it. He glorified. Now Vishnu Smaranam, third process, right? Vishnu Smaranam. So he is saying, now I remember, recall. I take pleasure being thrilled at the moment. Working, when I remember the wonderful form of the Lord, I am struck with even greater wonder and I rejoice again and again. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Pathoda Nurdaraga, Tatra Shivi Jyobhutir, Bhuvani Tirmatir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystic, and Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. All these things. That is why, Arjuna, he is giving importance to Arjuna also. Okay, what he is saying, victory will be there, extraordinary power will be there, all opulences. Krishna has got 6 opulences, right? All rich, all beauty, all strength, all knowledge, all renunciation. He has got all. So all 6 opulences. Apart from that, he is saying victory, extraordinary power, morality. Very, 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 very important in life. If we have the morality, there is nothing stop us. All the 20 qualities, 24 qualities. You remember what Krishna gave? Chapter is very big. I'm really sorry I have taken lot of time. One second. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Anybody having any doubt? Hare Krishna. I request all the devotees to fill in the attendance, number 1. Number 2, take yourself up to the second level. You can attend as many times as possible these classes. Another batch is starting from the 4th of November. Please register, because you won't believe, yesterday I attended one Bhakti Vriksha here class that Prabhuji, fortunately Krishna is there with all of us. 18 chapter only he took over there. And, I was really, today I had to, tell many things what Prabhuji told, I referred in today's class. There also he was saying in this, because here first time I attended, right? He was saying that this is the 3rd time they were reading Bhagavad Gita. And 3rd time they were finishing the 18th chapter, last 5 verses they read yesterday. The Bhagavad Gita, read. Every time, Srila Prabhupada also says, every time we read, we get new learning, new ideas. Okay, so please join for the next also, but don't give up this journey. I'm very, very, very thankful to Ganeshan Prabhu and Mataji, both Jayanti Mataji, Prerna Mataji, Riya Mataji, and Vijaya Mataji, Neha Mataji for assisting us all the day. Thank you so much. I accept my humble obeisances. And I once again thank all of you on behalf of ISKCON Kulai Mangalore Temple, Radha Govinda Temple, Namanishta Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Vanchakalpatarupasya Kripa Sindhubhaya Vacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Anantakoti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. Hare Hare Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I want to say something.
Yes, Mataji, please.
First of all, thank you so much, Mataji, for again giving me the opportunity to assist you, and for the wonderful classes that you give, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, and I want to just thank you.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please don't thank me. You all thank Namanishta Prabhu. Because of him, we are here. I'm no one. I'm the Karta, instrument. That's all. So please, none of you thank me. You thank Radha Govinda Temple and Namanishta Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yes, Ganeshan Prabhu, go ahead.
Thanks, Mataji. I mean, it was explained very beautifully, very simple terms. You gave a lot of experts from, examples from other verses, quoting so many things from other places and making it more meaningful.
All, what our acharyas have referred, Prabhuji, and Srila Prabhupada's book itself is sufficient. All the examples what they quoted, and all those, most of the temple presidents, they give in their classes. That only I referred. Okay, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I also want to request all the devotees present here to join. Please join level 2 classes also. It will be starting from 29th of October, every Tuesday and Wednesday by Sharda Mataji. She is a wonderful teacher and she is my L2 teacher also. So please, I request all of you to take her classes. And also those who cannot join level 2, we have Bhakti Sadachar classes for you every Sunday 4 p.m. And those who want to join both the batches, you're welcome. Please give your names to your counselors. They will contact you. Please reach out to them. Please register yourself. We are waiting for you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. With everyone's permission, I am ending the class. Hare Krishna. Hare